Welcome to free awareness classes on Indian Constitution conducted by Tharananellur Educational and Cultural Society through Irinjalakuda Vivekananda Civil Service Academy's YouTube channel every day at 7 p.m. This is me, Mahesh Yamar. As usual, all of you, please subscribe our YouTube channel, and if you are interested in this class, please like and share it. Nowadays, we are discussing the most important part of Indian Constitution, that is fundamental rights. And we started to discuss the first set of fundamental rights, that is right to equality. It covers Articles 14 to 18. So far we discussed Article 14, 15, 16, and today we have Article 17 of the Constitution. What Article 17 says? This article says abolishing untouchability and all forms of its practice. What is the term untouchability means? In our Constitution, there is no definition for untouchability. We can see several words like that without providing definition, like basic structure, minorities. But one of the court defined untouchability as a social disability. We know extreme form of a caste system prevalent in our country. In Varna system, the weaker classes, the Shudras or Chandalas, they faced a lot of sufferings from the higher caste. They had to walk on their own roads. Their women were not allowed to wear upper garments. They were not entered into temples. These are only a few examples. The chairman of the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly himself faced a lot of such sufferings. Even though Article 17 abolished untouchability, this article also empowers the Parliament to make legislations in future. On the basis of this article, in the year 1955, Indian Parliament enacted a law, that was Untouchability Offences Act 1955. In the year 1976, this act was renamed as Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. According to this act, if any form of untouchability prevalent in any part of our country, that will be a punishable offense. Those who are involved in such a crime will get a 6 months imprisonment and rupees 500 in the form of penalty. And also, if a person involved in such a crime were not allowed to contest in the parliamentary and assembly elections. And there are other provisions as well in this act. Let us see those provisions. Firstly, if a person belongs to scheduled caste community insulted in the name of untouchability, that will be a punishable offense. Secondly, if anyone tried to preach directly or indirectly the practice of untouchability, that will be a punishable offense. And thirdly, in the name of traditions and religious matters, if anyone tried to justify the practice of untouchability, that will be a punishable offense. Fourth one, if anyone refused to provide any form of goods and services to a person in the name of untouchability, that will also be a punishable offense. And fifthly, if a place, if a temple, if a worshipping place is a public interest one, and if anybody tried to prevent the worship of that person, that will be a punishable offense. And sixthly, if a place of public interest such as hospitals, educational institutions and hostels, and if anyone tried to prevent the entry of a person in the name of untouchability, that also will be a punishable offense. Like that, if anyone tried to prevent any person in the name of untouchability or to enter into a shop or a restaurant or any public place, that also will be a punishable offense. See, our constitutional makers in our supreme law, that is in our constitution, strictly said about untouchability and abolished all forms of its practice. Later, after the commencement of Indian Constitution, Indian Parliament made a powerful act in the form of Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955, and there had many provisions. In spite of all these, still the practice of untouchability prevalent in our country. Why? Because people are still separating them or separating us in the name of caste, higher caste, lower caste. That's why even though they are making friendship or they are allowing to go, but in their minds strongly we can see the practice of untouchability. Only due to the presence of such acts, they are not exhibiting their mental thing or what they feel expressively. That is the reality. So if we can remove such things, such an attitude from our mind, definitely we can strengthen our brotherhood, our fraternity. In such a way, we can strengthen the unity of our nation. So now I think you could understand the sense of Article 17 of Indian Constitution. We can conclude this session. All of you, thank you very much.